Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. Big day today. We got the MLB wild card round. We'll recap yesterday's games, look ahead to today's game threes. Soccer, college football, Thursday night football, my pick for the WNBA finals, golf, NFL Thursday bet, news and notes, and my best bet for the day. We'll begin with the wild card series. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to the three games today. Guardians over the Tigers 6-1 to even up the series at 1 apiece. Padres over the Cubs 3-0 to even up that series at 1 apiece. Yankees over the Red Sox 4-3 to even up that series at 1 apiece. And the Dodgers over the Reds 8-4 to close it out and advance to the NLDS to face the Philadelphia Phillies. And best bet hits. Dodgers yet again partially do it by themselves, but the Red offense put up a couple runs too. All right, 3 o'clock ABC coming up in a couple of moments. Tigers, Guardians. Jack Flaherty and Slade Ciccone. Flaherty led the league in losses. Guardians are a minus 130 favorite. The Tigers plus 110. Over under 7.5. Overs plus 102. Unders minus 124. Tigers plus 1.5 is minus 196. Guardians minus 1.5 plus 62. Jack Flaherty's not been good this year. That's the bottom line. Ciccone, meanwhile, has had moments this year. So yeah, 4.3 ERA, so he wasn't much better than Flaherty, but anyway, I'm going with the over. Neither of these pitchers are good, so plus 7.5 over 7.5 at plus 102. All right, 5 o'clock, ESPN, Padres, Cubs. You have Yu Darvish and Jamison Tyon. So, 2 veteran starters on the bump. Cubs are minus 116. The Padres minus 102. Over under 7.5. Overs minus 112. Unders minus 106. Padres minus 1.5 plus 168. Cubs plus 1.5 minus 205. I'm going to take the Padres. I took them in 3. Stand by with the pick. Minus 102. I know, by the way, I do think Cleveland wins. I just forgot to mention that. I'm going to say Cleveland wins 5-3. Then Padres Cubs, I'm going to say I'm going to say that's a higher scoring game, too. I like that over as well. I'm going to go 5-4 Padres. And last but not least, 8 o'clock, ESPN, Carl Ravitch, David Cohn, Eduardo Perez, and Buster Olney on the call. Red Sox, Yankees, Connolly early, Cam Schlittler, 2 rookies going at it in game 3. This is the best game on the board by a mile. And the first 2 games lived up to the hype. And I did say this was the best series of the 4. Yanks minus 158, Red Sox plus 134, over under 7.5. Overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Red Sox plus 1.5 is minus 162. Yankees minus 1.5 plus 134. I really think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I think there's a possibility that both teams score more than 4 runs. I'm going to go with the over in this one as well. I do think the Yankees close out. I think the difference in this game is the Yankees star power. Aaron Judge in winner go home games has 4 home runs. And what is a Judge home run? Plus 220. What is Aaron Judge's number to hit 3 homers? 125 to 1. Aaron Judge to homer in first plate appearance is 7-1, which I like that as well. Yeah, I like the over. I think that what's going to decide this game is that the Red Sox high usage guys like Whitlock did not look good. Chapman was shaky. Even the Yankee high leverage guys have not been great either, but Bednar bounced back. Fernando Cruz has been an unsung hero. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a Luis Heel piggyback situation for the Yankees. I could see like a Schlittler for 4, Heel for 2. And then you go, or Heel for 3 maybe, then you go to, maybe mix and match, put Cruz in, and then you put in, Devin Williams and, Bednar to close it. So, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a walk-off for the Yankees if Chapman is seen in the bottom of the ninth. If it were to be that case, it probably should have been a walk-off for the Yankees in Game 1, but it wasn't. But anyway, Yankees close out, but my pick for this game is the over. So 2 overs, and then the Padres and -1, 2 are the picks. And then we'll talk about the Reds and postmortem tomorrow with the 3 other losers from today. Okay, now we will do soccer. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to today. But soccer was somewhat busy yesterday with the Champions League and whatnot. And then we have Europa League coming up. All right, Champions League. FK Karabag over FC Copenhagen 2-0. Newcastle over Union SG 4-0. Arsenal over Olympiacos 2-0. AS Monaco Man City 2-2 draw. PSG over Barcelona 2-1. Leverkusen PSV 1-1 draw. Dortmund over Athletic Club 4-1. Napoli over Sporting CP 2-1. Villarreal Juventus 2-2 draw. The Campanas Cup, Toluca over the Galaxy 3-2. ELC Coventry over Millwall 4-0. West Brom over Norwich City 2-1. Portsmouth Watford 2-2 draw. Rangers Oxford United 0-0 draw. Open Cup Nashville over Austin 2-1. CONCACAF Women's Gotham Washington 0-0 draw. Oh, that was played at Subaru Park. Like the home of the Union. That's interesting. And then Pachuca over Aljanese 5-0. USL El Paso over Oakland 3-1. Birmingham, North Carolina 1-1 draw. Sacramento over Orange County 2-1. Then League One Union over Portland 1-0. And then Knoxville over Chattanooga 2-0. All right, we're just gonna go over the matches. We're not gonna give out picks for Europa and Conference League only because of time and whatnot, and then everything's about to get underway. So, Europa League Finals: Lille over AS Roma 1-0. Bologna SC Freiburg 1-1 draw. Braga over Celtic 2-0. Young Boys over FCSB 2-0. Fenerbahce over Nice 2-1. Real Betis over Ludogorets 2-0. Go Ahead Eagles over Panathinaikos 2-1. SK Brand over FC Utrecht 1-0, and Victoria Plzen over Malmo 3-0. Then coming up at 3 o'clock, Celta Vigo and Slaginka, FC Basel and VfB Stuttgart, FC Porto Red Star, Feyenoord Aston Villa, Lyon RB Salzburg, Maccabi and Dynamo, Nottingham FC Midtjylland, Ferencváros and Racing Genk, and SK Strømgras and Rangers. And in Conference League, Crystal Palace over Dynamo Kyiv 2-0. FC over Rijeka 1-0. Jagiellona over Hamrin 1-0. Kuopio and Drita Jalan 1-1 draw. Lausanne over Redelic 3-0. Lech Ponzin over Rapid Vienna 4-1. Mainz over Amania 1-0. Real Valencia over KF Shangdija 2-0. And Mostar over Lincoln 5-0. And in UEFA Conference League, coming up at 3, Aberdeen and Shakhtar, AEK Laransa and AZ Alkmaar, Fiorentina Sigma, Warsaw Samspor, NK Cluj and AEK Athens, Rakow and CSU Craiova, Shelburne and BK Hacken, Slovan Bratislava and Strasbourg, and Sparta Prague and Shamrock. Women's tonight, 9 o'clock, Ontario and Vancouver. League One today, 3 o'clock, Bradford City, Rotherham United. And we're going to pick the rest of soccer on the podcast, or tomorrow's games on tomorrow's show. Okay, now we will move on to college football. We will go over the results we won't go over any results. We have a game tonight. And that is between Sam Houston and New Mexico State. 9 o'clock, CBS Sports Network. My line is New Mexico State by 10, total 51 and 4/5. Sam Houston's a 1.5 point favorite, totals 53.5. I like Mexico State plus the 1.5 at home and plus 1 for outright. I think the wrong team's favored here. So I'm going to go with New Mexico State plus the 1 in the hook and plus 104 outright. All right, now Thursday night football. NFC West showdown. Niners, Rams. Not as good as a game as we thought it was going to be considering all these injuries that the 49ers have. My line is 49ers as a 12-point underdog, total 42 and a 20th, and it is Rams giving 8.5, total 43.5. I'm still laying the points with the Rams. I love it. And I think that they're going to win and cover the spread convincingly. Yeah, so I expect a blowout win for Sean McVay and the Rams, and the Niners are in, I think, serious trouble having another disappointing season. Okay, now we will talk about the WNBA finals. I'm going to give out my pick for the series. It's the Mercury and it's the Aces from Vegas. Best player in the series, Asia Wilson, not even close. I mean, she's the best player in the WNBA. She's been the best player in the WNBA for a while. A bunch of MVPs. She's the Aaron Judge of that sport. And Becky Hammond is a fantastic coach. I give her the coaching advantage over Nate Tibbetts, who's done a fantastic job this year. But Becky obviously gets a big edge with the Aces. So the series prices, the Aces are minus 122 favorites and Phoenix is plus 104. I think this is going to be a fantastic series. I thought the Aces would have been a little bit bigger of a favorite. So the Mercury's getting some respect. It's been a great run for that team with Alyssa Thomas leading the way and Satu Sabali, Dewada Bonner, Clay Cooper, good group of players, but I think the Vegas is better. Vegas is better. Their big three of Wilson, Jackie Young, and Chelsea Gray. I think is so overpowering. They have Jewel Lloyd on this team now too. I'm gonna say Vegas. Oh, it's a best of 7. That was a best of 5. That kind of makes me change my pick a little bit. Vegas Aces 4-2 is gonna be my pick at 5-1. The favorite outcome is Aces in 7 at plus 430. Then Mercury in 6 at plus 430. Aces in 5 is plus 480. 5-1 is my pick. Aces in 6. Mercury in 7 is plus 490. Excuse me. Yeah, plus 490. Phoenix in 6. In 5 is plus 750. Aces sweep 14-1, and the Mercury sweep is 19-1. I do like the 5-1 on the Aces in 6, and the WNBA Finals MVP, of course, is going to be Miss Asha Wilson. I mean, there's no question to me. And if she's minus 115 for that, I think that's just better value than betting on the Aces in the series. I'd say for Alyssa Thomas for the Mercury, I think it's just better to bet on her for the W of Finals MVP at plus 140 if you want to bet on the Mercury to win it. Okay, now we can move on to golf. We have a leaderboard for the Sanderson Farms Championship. Right now, tied in the lead with 7 unders, Eric Cole and Sam Ryder. Tied for third with 5 under, Mac Meisner, Matt Jorson, Kevin Yu, Norman Zong, and Tim Whiting. Tied for 8th with 4 under is a pretty big group. Matthew Neesmith, Kevin Strumman, Luke List, Tom Kim, Bryce Garnett, Jordan Ollison, Cam Cham, Thurston Lawrence, Braden Thornberry, Adam Svensson, and Grayson Higo. Tied for 19th with 3 under, Paul Fishburne, Sean Kim, Grayson Sieg, Kevin Roy, Zach Johnson, Mark Hubbard, Doug Gim, Rasmus Hojard, Taylor Montgomery, Luke Clampton, Pearson Coody, JT Potson, and Paul Peterson. And then tied for 32nd with 2 under is a pretty big group as well. Sammy Valimaki, Adam Schenk, Raja Castillo, Francesco Molinardi, Bayu Hostler, Jackson Suber, Kevin Meeks, Frankie Capon, Victor Perez, Ben Martin, Kevin Ventura, Kristen Ziedenhout, Stefan Yeager, Harry Higgs, Vincent Willey, Rio Hisatune, and Gordon Sargent. Tied for 49th with 1 under, Joseph from Matthew Vavon, Matt Wallace, Trevor Cohn, Taylor Dixon, Rico Hoey, Thomas Rosenmuller, Nico Hojard, Danny Walker, David Ford, Takumi Kenyatta, Quade Cummins, Michael Lasasso, and Jeremy Paul. Now I'm going to do notables because it's like multiple like big ties. 63rd and even, Zach Blair, David Lipsky, Keith Mitchell, Camilo Vega, Seamus Power, Raja Campos, Brent Snecker, Joel Dahman, Harry Springer, Hayden Buckley, Lucas Griffin, Justin Lauer, Dean Thompson, Evan Van Royen, Minwoo Lee, Patton Gazier, Aaron Weiss, Max Homash, Kay Bahita, Matt Kuchar, Jason Duffner, Jacob Bridgman, Brian Palmer, Harrison Endicott, Will Chandler, Henrik Norlanders in 97th with 1 over with Max McGreevy, Adam Hammond, Lucas Hodges, Ben Coles, Mackenzie Hughes, Taylor Moore, Patrick Rogers, Doc Redman, Carson Young, Trey Mullinax, Davis Riley, Matthew Schmid, or Matthias Schmid, Scott Stevens, Will Gordon, Stuart Fisk. Tied for 121st with 2 over. Taylor Hogue, Alex Smalley, Emiliano Grillo. Tied for 127th with 3 over. Chad Ramey. Tied for 138th with 4 over. Adam Putnam. And 132nd and 5 overs. Ryan Moore. Okay, now I'm going to do my NFL Thursday bet. Like I said, there's a lot of things I like on the board this week. So the pick I'm going to give out it's going to be a total. And I personally like there's 2 totals I really like. But I'm just going to take a chance with this one because I don't think this is going in Fab 5. Because this is too numerical for me. And I'm going to go with the over 35.5 for Vikings Browns. It won't be in Fab 5 only because I want to improve my Fab 5 record on the season. And the weekly bets that I'm giving out are more going to be like the risk ones. I'm just saying that now. So I'm going to go over 35.5 in Vikings Browns for my NFL Thursday bet. Okay, now move on to the news and notes for today. Just glad I'm doing a short podcast. So a big extension in the NHL. Jackson LeCombe, largest contract in Ducks history, 8 years, $72 million. Good for him. Good young defensive end on the Ducks. And the 2-time Stanley Cup champions extend Nico McCullough 8-year deal, $40 million. So good job by the Panthers locking down an important player. So the season starts next week, so I'm going to do the predictions. I apologize I didn't get a chance to do like the player rankings. That's only because of how little time I've had on the show. But we'll do it for the NBA. That's because I was so football focused and there's a lot of other stuff going on. Another big extension. Duke extends John Shire's 6-year deal. John Shire's a good coach. And I think that he is the long-term answer for Duke. And he's a good recruiter. I think he gets too much shit from the fan base. But I do think he's a really good coach. Caitlin Clark backs Nafisa Collier. Clark said Nafisa made a lot of valid points in her exit interview. Sophie Cunningham starts a GoFundMe looking for some help with her WNBA fines. That's so funny. Caitlin Clark working on her health as she's using ankle injury as motivation in the offseason. So Nafisa Collier tore ankle ligaments as she suffered tears in her ankle, ligaments and muscle and shin during Game 3 of that series. And Sophie Cunningham calls Kathy Engelbert delusional after comments about Caitlin Clark. And then the WNBA denies stalling the CBA as league releases statement after being accused of running out the clock. There's so much drama in the WNBA. That sport's in a really good place, but their stars are causing drama. And their commissioner, for some reason. So Jackson Dart said that he thought the Saints might take him at 9. That's a little bit of motivation for Jackson Dart. Abdul Carter loses PSU bet as Kayvon Thibodeau has Abdul decked out in Oregon gear. That's hysterical. So the Giants won't add to a wide receiver room as they believe there are no replacements for Malik Neighbors after season-ending ACL injury. That tells me that the team thinks they're going to stink this year. They don't think it's worth making a trade because they know that they're not any good. All right, Trayvon Walker have surgery considered day-to-day against the Chiefs. Lamar Jackson did not practice Wednesday as he missed his first practice ahead of Week 5 matchup against the Texans. Brock Purdy's out tonight against the Rams, as we know. Jets signed Khalil Herbert with Braylon Allen going on the IR. Not a bad pickup. I like Khalil Herbert. He had moments on the Bears. The Colts feared Anthony Richardson trade as James Palmer says the Colts don't want to move him right now. And listen, they're doing the right thing. The Eagles are open to an A.J. Brown trade as executives believe that Brown's love-hate relationship with Philly passing game could lead to off-season departure. Yeah, he's probably getting traded. If you're in trade rumors, you're getting traded. That's how it is in sports. I wonder if the Giants would be an option there if they don't think Malik's going to be ready for next year. But that's just more drama. I called the Eagles the drama team, and that's because of A.J. Brown. And because of the tush push. And I think their fans have to do with drama too. The Cardinals had a huge attendance drop as they saw a bigger decrease in the Rays and the Athletics. That's embarrassing for the St. Louis Cardinals. That tells you all you need to know about the product. Former general manager of the Titans, John Robinson, shaped the Titans. And he is in reference to Cam Ward's viral comment. Ashawn Genthy on Old Stance, if it ain't broke. Sometimes you just have to prove that something can work, that all it is. Mel Kiper Jr. says that Dante Moore's stock is rising as a potential Grand Slam pick. Todd McShay, his former partner in crime, was hyping him up on Bill Simmons' podcast a couple of weeks ago. I do think Dante Moore's the real deal. I do. But I don't think he's going to be... Well, I don't know if he's going to be Justin Herbert. I'm not saying I don't think he is, but I don't know. if he's going to be like the next Herbert. Or he could be like Bo Nix, who is not a grand slam right now. He's more like not a bust, but he's more like a double. Like, you can win with him, but he's not taking you to the Super Bowl. Aaron Boone, on defending players, he says it's my job to take criticism for players. How about it's his job to take criticism for himself? If he loses tonight, he's getting fired. And if his opponent loses tonight, he's getting fired. I really believe this Yankee-Red Sox game is massive. The loser in this game is losing their job. And I don't think Alex Cora deserves to lose his job. Aaron Boone, meanwhile, reads too much into the analytics, and I just don't think he's disciplined. Joe Girardi was disciplined, and ultimately, people say that him and his treatment of Gary Sanchez cost him his job, but why Joe Girardi lost his job is because he had that terrible Game 2 defeat in Cleveland, and he managed somewhat of a poor series against the Astros. But little did we know the Astros cheated. So that's why everyone says that Joe Girardi should have kept his job. Jared Durant takes blame for the loss last night. He said the costly drop was his fault, and it's his fault why they lost the game. Mavs center Daniel Gafford out 2 to 3 weeks as he rolled his ankle. Steve Kerr's not worried about Kuminga, as he doesn't expect him to be a locker room issue after a contract saga. Quentin Grimes signs a 1-year, $8.7 million deal with no trade clause with the Sixers. The 76ers offered Grimes $39 million, but the initial 4-year deal got declined. AJ Brown apologizes for posts as he wasn't shading Sirianni, Hurts, or anyone in the organization after a 2-catch game. Yeah, fucking he was. Come on. The Heat gave Nikola Jovic a 4-year, $62.4 million extension after averaging over 10 points a game last season. That's a bet on future potential rather than past performance there. Miles Turner denies shading Indiana fans as he clarifies to go where you're celebrated, quote, was about free agency, not about Pacers fans. Shader Sanders was trolling Rex Ryan as his viral interview in response to analysts' criticism that he runs his mouth. But Rex Ryan, I think, was right. Like, he does run his mouth, and that's why he dropped to the 5th round. And his father's a crazy guy. Like, that's why he fell to the 5th round. Nobody wanted this saga. Joe Flacco's woes sparked a quarterback shift as James Palmer of Bleacher Report reports that change came down to Flacco's struggles rather than Gabriel's play. Which I believe. Okay, finally, best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. I'm going with the Rams for best bet. I feel pretty good about this. And like I said, they think they should win by double digits. So I'm going to lay 8.5 with the Rams against the 49ers. All right, so there you have it for the show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything, looking ahead to everything tomorrow in the weekend. The League Division Series picks and postmortems for the Reds and the rest of the teams that get eliminated tonight. And best bet in 5-5 and so much more. Have a great day, everyone.